Hey guys, Scott Tilley here with Spot and Cuffs Kayak Guide Service. Doing something a little bit different today. I haven't, I don't do a whole lot of videos and stuff like that on my YouTube channel. I haven't done them in a long time. I kind of got out of it, but I'm doing something a little bit different here today. My little 5 acres been getting overrun with hogs here lately, so I did some research and. Had a friend of mine, he did the same thing, and he was looking into it. He bought one, and then he was on my butt for probably about 6 months. Well, I finally had the ability. I pulled the trigger, and I got one. So here I am. I got a 25 caliber Umarex gauntlet. I put a Night Owl Gen 1 night vision scope on it, so that way I can hunt these things at night, because I've been here as long as they've been tearing me up, here on my property. It's been probably about the last 6 years. Past 2 years been real bad. Like they tore the property up so bad I couldn't even run a shredder on it. I had to disc it down. But what a lot of people, guys kind of looking into it, thinking about it, not sure about it. Well, guess what, man? I'm just as new as everybody else. I don't know. I don't know everything about them yet. I'm still learning it. Heck, I'm still learning the gun. I hadn't even put 200 rounds through it yet. I've got the 10 that I bought. It's 150 count. So, but what I'm shooting out of it, getting it going, it's already grouping. I've got it zeroed in at 30 yards, and I've been grouping really good groups, quarter-size groups at 30 yards. No sled. Yeah, I've got it in a sled right now, just because that's how I set it up. But I don't shoot out of it because I want to get used to it, as I would as if I'm gonna sit out and shoot one of these hogs or something. So I figured I'd do a little bit of a walkthrough. What I had to do with it. This is it right here. We just charged it up, sitting with 3,000 psi in the bottle. There's the bottle. 28-inch barrel, bolt action, it's an 8-round magazine right here. Just slides right in. This is the Night Owl night vision scope. I had to get a dovetail to a Picatinny, a 10mm or 11mm dovetail to a 20mm Picatinny adapter. I got that through Air Gun Depot. $11, something like that, I think. And it got here really quick. I was really surprised. The night vision scope, you've got, with this suction cup, you've got almost, an inch and a half, almost 2 inches of movement on it. So yeah, it may look like it's a little bit far back, but it's actually really not. It actually sits pretty comfortable for me. You got your power, your brightness, and then you got your IR. Turn it on, turn it off. I usually run my power on. I run my brightness either down or up. It'll shoot during the day just fine. You got your up and down. On the other side, you have your focus, and this thing's good out to about 150 yards is what they say, and that's what all the paperwork says. So what I done was I looked across my pasture, and I can focus all the way to the far end fence, the longest part of my pasture. So that's really pretty good. That's right at about 150, maybe 170 yards. And the IR reaches all the way out there. It's actually, for a Gen 1, and actually the price, because it was like 350 bucks. But for the Gen 1, it's not bad. It's really not bad. Clarity's really good. I'm very impressed with it. Heck, it stays on site. I just put fresh batteries in it. All my shooting I've been doing through it daytime. Last night I just did my first shooting with the IR. I'll probably do it again this weekend. Just get used to it, because it's a little bit different. So but today what I'm doing is sorry, my sled's a little bit wore out. It's old, and Texas weather didn't take care of it too well. What I'm doing today is I'm doing penetration tests. I'm trying to do a couple of different things. So yesterday I was out shooting it, and I just figured I'd do this just for the heck of it. But I was shooting into a cedar post that I had in the ground. It's about 50 yards from where I'm sitting right here. I just wanted to see, you know, what kind of distance, what kind of penetration I got. And that post has been in the ground sticking up. I was shooting probably about midway up it. It's about 6 feet sticking out of the ground. And I got almost 5/8 to almost 3/4 of an inch penetration into that cedar post. So what I'm doing today is I've got an old steel belted radial that was on one of my old trucks, and I've got it set out there at 50 yards. I'm gonna do a round of 8, and I'm gonna see what it does, and kind of, you know, see. And I'm also trying to see where my aim is from 30 yards to 50 yards. It's, you know, just something I'm doing. I'm not saying everybody has to do this. You guys have to do this. This is just, you know, maybe a little bit of information somebody was looking for, or something like that. But you know, like I said, I'm still new to this thing too. I don't know them great. I haven't done any. This is all still stock, straight out of the box. I haven't adjusted. I haven't changed the reg. I hadn't done anything with the bottle. I haven't done any modifications. The only thing I did do was I adjusted my trigger pull. I lightened it up, and kind of where I like it. I'm sitting about 1.95 pounds is what I rated it at. But that's what the a digital fish scale. So I mean, it's probably not even right, but that's what I have, you know. And I'm an archery guy, not big into gunning and doing all that stuff, getting the trigger pull gauge and everything. You know, that's just not me. That's what my buddy does up in Washington State. That's what he does, and he's doing all that for me. So we're gonna go from here. I'm gonna shoot the first 8 rounds into this tire. We're gonna see, you know, what kind of penetration we got on it, and what kind of grouping we get out here at 50 yards. Stick with me. It helps if you load it. 3 more shots. That's the first 8. Let's go see what we got. Well, I shot my 8 rounds. It's okay. Didn't really group. You could see where it kind of walked, but then you seen where the last 3 rounds were sitting right where I wanted it to be. So let me swap this around and show you guys here. Okay, that's our look. That's what we shot. First 8 rounds. Now, kind of something that crazy. And just remember, this is 50 yards. But what I wanted to show you was that right there. A couple of them went through, a couple of them didn't. That's freaking nuts. On a steel belted BFG radial. This is, one that comes stock. It's the Rugged Trail TA from BFG. It comes stock on some vehicles, but that's actually kind of cool. First 8 rounds, few of them made it through. Well, that's kind of my experience. Y'all say what you guys want. Leave your comments in there. This isn't for anything. I'm not with anybody. All I'm doing is just, doing this for fun. This is for me. And now I've got a little bit of a penetration on this tire. And that's, because that rubber is thick. It's got a steel belt in it. And that's where I'm shooting right through. So, well, catch with me later. I'm going to do some more shooting, guys. Y'all have fun.